Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software designed specifically for the professional home builder. Before we get started talking about setting up purchase orders and creating purchase orders, etc., I would like to begin with how you set up some main body text and title styles for your purchase orders that you can select from before you print them. This is like you might put a title of purchase orders or a title of work orders and set up style for that with different verbiage that you want for that style of purchase order. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I've clicked the Jobs Project Manager under the Management under the Home tab, and I'm going to click the button for Purchase Orders to get the Purchase Orders menu to come up. And you'll notice over here right on the left, one of the first things that we have over here is PO Report Styles Setup. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And you'll see that we already have a list of various styles, which also includes some styles you do for change orders. But we have a style for PO and some other styles that this builder has set up, maybe a warranty type of PO. Let's take a quick glance at that to see what that's about. Maybe he hasn't done his text for that. Sorry, I should not have opened that. But let's just take a look at his basic PO style. So let's take a look at that, and from this you'll be able to see how to edit. First of all, what you'll notice is that there's a report title. Font size should be 624 points or less. And I think I'd like to tell this that it would be centered, so I clicked in the box, and a rich text box, they call it, opened up that gives me abilities to bold it. It's already bolded and a font size. But I'm going to tell it to center when I print a purchase order, to center that title at the top. So I've done that part. You can do whatever you like with that. Click in it. You should really pretty much have only one line, maybe two at the most, for your title at the top of this kind of style. But notice that there's a main body text, and it says click this button to edit the main body text below. So I'm clicking that. And that's so that something will open up that's bigger for me to see all of it. And if I click in it, you'll see that I start getting some rich text tools. This is a short bunch of verbiage that I think we had originally supplied for CHS users, etc. And so it's a default one that I think this builder is not using. But what I'd like to show you, let's go ahead and cancel this for a minute and close this, because I'd like to teach you something. Let's close this. And I think he has PO no signature is a thing he had. And if I click this to edit this main body text, and then I click in the box, and then I highlight over all of this, because I know this is the stuff he likes to have, all the way down so that it's highlighted. You probably won't be able to use your right-click key to copy, but what you can do is hold down your Control key and press the letter C, so it's Control-C, which I've done and you can't see on screen, which means it's copied that to my clipboard. So I'm going to cancel being in this particular PO style and go back to this PO style and go to Edit the Main Body Text and click in this box. And I'm actually just going to highlight over all of this and do backspace to get rid of it. And now I'm going to hold down my Control key and press the letter V as in Victor to paste. And so see how this stuff has pasted in. He's set up some various things. This purchase order is, and he's bolded and he's underlined some things. I think you can probably get the idea. You can do some bulleted text if you like. To have that set up, but we're just going to play like we just typed all this in, since we don't want to have this super long video. So I'm going to save that. There is a place here where you could upload an image to insert. Maybe you want a tiny little logo something or some image in there. I say generally used for an image of a signature, which I'm probably going to go wipe out. Because actually you're going to be able to sign these POs electronically, which I'll give you a brief look at maybe here in a minute. But maybe there's something that you want to insert right in the middle of this, a little image that will always print on all the POs. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably most likely not that you would do that. So I'm going to close this. It saved automatically when I told it to saving. But I can open a report, just a draft report that would show me how my text is going to look. This is how my title is going to look at the top of a PO. And if you've attached a logo in your company master, it's going to be showing up here. This is where all the data about the PO will be supplied by CHS. We'll see that in a minute, but below is how the main body text. This builder has some good verbiage for request for payment, etc., and signing below. Now you don't need to put in the text for a signature line because you can sign it electronically, and CHS is also going to provide a line for the vendor to sign and for the vendor actually to request payment. And I'll show you that in a second. But you can review it to see if you're happy with it. And you can go ahead and set up any styles you want. Set up this work order style has work order and verbiage in it about this work order is, etc. So that, let me just open a list of POs for our Smith job we've had in several demos already. And I'll open a list of POs so I can get to a PO so I can show you what's happening. So let's just do this ABC Foundation PO and take a look at it for whatever it is. And I'll show you that if I select that PO style, right here it's saying select PO style, it's going to first of all pop up and say, is this the PO, the one that I want to sort of drop in for myself every time I do POs? And so I'll say okay, so the next time I come in, it will have PO in there and I wouldn't have to select it again if that's the one I want to use most of the time for POs. So then if I click to print this, I already did a Bazaar signature, but if I do sign, I could do my signature again, and then I just canceled it because I don't want to sit here doing that right now. But notice I have an ugly signature here. You try to do on the computer. If you're on a touchpad, it's much easier with a stylus. But let's take a look if I print a purchase order that has that main body style selected. Notice that you can have other notes there on the PO, so I'm going to open this PDF and we'll just take a look at it. First of all, I want to get it into my Adobe Acrobat Reader, so I did the download symbol up here. I'll do OK, and let's make this just a little smaller. But you can see here's the various stuff that CHS has put in about the amounts and this and that, and if I typed quite a bit of notes about this particular PO, those would be there. You have different notes for different POs. You can even set up some default notes that drop in based on the cost code, like maybe some default notes for a framer, stuff like that. He does have such long text in his main body that it goes to a second page, and you can see the second page here. And down to here is what he put in for his main body text. And then CHS supplies a builder signature line with the PO date on it, and a vendor acceptance line and a vendor payment request. Now those may be signed electronically in the future because we are about to probably allow vendors to get online and see their POs and do their own electronic signature for accepting the PO and for a payment request, and then there would be a date underneath. But for right now, they could sign it and send this PO back. But you can see how that main body text that he set up has dropped in. If you have a lot shorter main body text than he did, it'd probably be right here. So hopefully that helps you get the idea of setting up purchase order styles. You can have as many as you like and then select the style you want for the purchase order before you print the purchase order. And thank you for watching.